Inspired by local food, on a road trip to the coast of Raigad, outlined by pristine beaches of Srivardhan and Divyagarh, Chef Neeraj Ravu recreates a Konkan staple. A Malwani pomfret curry in his own inimitable style, served with rice bhakri.
I'm a foodie and I love traveling. This was sometime back in 2018 when I just took out of my car and went to the southern part of Maharashtra. That's where I tried this typical Malwan food in the local khanavas. I'm bringing back this recipe from there, which is the Malwan pomfret curry, which I'm going to show you to do it with rice bhakri, which is a bread made out of rice flour. So let's learn something Malwani. So first, let's marinate the fish. So I have this pomfret which is cut into dance. The reason I had cut into dance is to have the bones intact. It's a very simple marination, just a little bit of salt and some turmeric. I don't want to put any ginger, garlic, anything because the fish goes raw into the gravy. And this also helps in stabilizing the flavor of curry because when you add salt here, it just balances it out. Your fish is marinated. It's a very simple marinade and it goes into the refrigerator. I switch on the gas, put a pan. This is a whole coriander. Tablespoon of it, a bit of cumin, and I'm going to dry roast it. I'm adding some cinnamon, some patthar ka phool. Now this is a kind of lichen or it's a kind of fungus. I believe it's not a plant. It has a very strong flavor. You usually don't realize it, but once it doesn't have any smell. Now the spices are done. It goes into the pan. Make sure that it cools down before you grind it. I'm going to add fresh coconut, grated, full cup of it. I'm going to add chilies. These are the red chilies. But since a lot of chilies goes into this, I would need to blanch it, remove the seeds out of it. So I'll show you how to do it. Trim the base of it, cut it open, and take out the seeds of it. And this is how you get the chili. I'm going to blanch these chilies. So just leave it for a while, maybe 10 minutes. You can see the chilies have become limp and soft. And this is the time you realize that it is done. I'm just going to drain it off. So now the chilies, the seeds are removed and it is blanched. It is ready. We add on to a lot of it. This I'm going to put it in a grinder. And this will become the base of your gravy. Add some water. So here you get a nice smooth paste. Now the paste is ready. Let's do the other miza pulao, which is simple onion, chopping the onions, making the ginger garlic paste and slitting the green chilies. So I'll take some onion. This you go all the way around, make some slits here, and then it goes chop, chop, chop. Slit some green chilies. I don't want to chop it, I just have to slit it open. 2 or 3 of them. It goes into the gravy and make the ginger garlic paste. I'll take whole garlic, open it, press the tip and just peel it. Easy way to peel the garlic. Take some ginger, again roughly chop it. Now this, I'm going to mix it with the garlic. Usually I take 60% garlic and 40% ginger. That's the ratio we do. So I've taken around 1 pot of garlic, so to which I've taken 1 inch of ginger. And this again goes into the mixer and make a paste. This is how smooth the paste is gonna be. So let's start cooking. I'll switch on the gas, put in some oil. And the oil is required just to saute the onions. So I guess it's almost around 3-4 tablespoons. We'll wait for the oil to get hot. The first thing I'm going to put in is some chopped onions. 3-4 spoons of it. And saute it. Again, I want it to be just sweating. Do not make it more brown because it will affect the color of the gravy. We want the color of the gravy to be bright orange in color. The onions are perfectly done. Now I'm going to add the ginger garlic paste. Saute it again well so that the garlic and ginger gets rid of the rawness of it. It's well cooked. I get a nice fragrance of it, so the ginger garlic is cooked. I'm going to throw in some curry leaves. And this is a stage when you add the paste which you had made. So I'm going to add heaps of it. Mix it. Saute it till it leaves a little oil by the side. And that's when you add the water. So all the ingredients, if you see, are already sweated or cooked. So you don't really need to cook this too long at this stage. So water goes into this. And then I'm going to season it with some salt. So you make sure that you put enough salt to spice the gravy because you already have put salt in the fish. And I'm just going to cover this with a lid and let it simmer for almost 5-6 minutes. Wow, the gravy is done. And at this stage, I'm going to put the fish. So just slid in the slices. It just goes raw into this, and that's how the unique taste comes in this dish. And throw in some kokum. Now these are kind of berry, the skin of which is used, and it imparts an intense red color and tartiness to anything which you add in. So make sure your kokum is fresh and nice. By the time when you hold it, it should leave a pinkish color into your hand. That's where you know that the kokum is very nice. So a couple of berries peel, it goes inside it. If you don't have kokum, you can also use tamarind into this, but kokum imparts a very great flavor. So let the kokum and the fish simmer for a while. Throw in the green chilies which I had slit. Simmer it and cover it with the lid again and cook till the fish is done, which will take around 5 minutes or so. It's a very tender fish and doesn't take too much of time to cook. Stir it lightly. The fish seems to be cooked. The final thing, this is an optional stage wherein I'm putting some coconut cream into it. Now this imparts a little creaminess to the gravy. You can avoid it also. Clip in some coriander, roughly chop it, and throw it into the curry. So the fish is ready. And meanwhile, the fish seeps into the gravy. We'll just switch off the gas and keep it aside till the time we do the mise plat for the bhakri. I'm going to show you how to make the dough of bhakri. It's a very simple recipe. You need only water, rice flour, and some salt to it, and a little bit of oil while you're kneading the dough. I'll take some water in a pan and I'll wait for it to boil. So you need only 2 ingredients, the flour and the salt. And this is a stage wherein you put in a little bit of salt so that it gets mixed, and the flour. All the flour into it and mix it nicely. See, it has become lumpy. At this stage, switch off the gas and again cover it. Let it get steamed for a while. It will take another 2 to 5 minutes. I think it is done. So I'm going to take this out into a pan. Wow, it's very hot. Take a small portion of it and try to bind it, but you have to do this while it is hot. So it's nice, warm now. It's quite sticky. And the dough is ready now. I just have to keep it aside. I'll take a bowl, put it in a bowl, and cover it with a damp cloth. Make sure the cloth is damp so that it retains its moisture and doesn't get dried up. So I'll take some flour and I'll spread it on the thal. I'll take a small, you make a nice roundel of it. Put some on your hand also. And this is the way you spread it. Make sure that the sides are even and it's not very thick. And the moment you're spreading, you spread your fingers a little bit so that the bread spreads by itself. So this is the thickness which I want. Any cracks, you can join it like this. And this is what you pat out the extra flour, and your pan is ready and you put in there. So at this stage, when you put in the pan, you apply some water onto the top surface. This kind of provides a little steam to it and the bhakri gets cooked very well and stays supple. This side is done, and then flip it over. Then just press it so that it gets evenly cooked. Bhakris, you can have it with smeared with some ghee or butter, but usually, traditionally, bhakri is had by itself, which is this way. And this is your bhakri is ready. Now both the dishes are ready. It's time to plate them. I'm just going to put the fish into this plate. Some gravy along with kokum. Throw in some coriander. Curry is ready to be relished with hot bhakri. So you have the bhakri and the Malwani fish curry. I hope you enjoyed cooking with me and you liked the recipe as much as I did.